Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Hopefully you all in the good conditions when you are watching this film review by me, Putri Adriani Lestari from 3A. And now I will do a review for the film title is Inside Out. Okay, now I will tell about Inside Out first. Page 1. So, Inside Out is an American animated film produced by Walt Disney Studios and Pixar Animation Studio, directed by Pete Docter and produced by Jonas Rivera. The screenplay for the film was written by Pete Docter, Meg Gyllenhaal, and Josh Cooley, while the film story was written by Pete Docter and Ronnie Dahl Carmen, based on Pete Docter's experience with changing the behavior of his 11 years old daughter, Ellie. The film development process was aided by some psychological scientists, including Dasher Keltner from the University of California, Berkeley. Now, I will introduce you the voice cast of Inside Out. So, the main cast of Inside Out is Riley. Riley is cast is Caitlin Dias as Riley. So there are Amy Poehler as Joy, the yellow one. So Will Smith as Sadness, the blue one. Bill Hader as Fear, the purple one. So Lewis Black as Anger, the red one. So there are Mindy Kaling as Disgust, the green one. So there's Danny Lane as Riley Mom. So there's Colin McLachlan as Riley Dad. So there are Richard Kind as Bing Bong. Okay, in the next slide, I will introduce you the story plot of Inside Out. Let me read it for you. So, this film tells the emotion of a child named Riley. In her, there are 5 main emotions, namely joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust. They live in the headquarters of Riley's mind, where they set a Riley state of action and make it a memory. So the memory that have been processed all day are sent into long-term memory in the early stage of sleep, namely REM or rapid eye movement. While the most important memory, also called a memory core, is stored in the headquarters hub. The memory core contains the most important event in Riley's life so that Riley's personality is formed, which is formed into 5 islands, namely the island of silliness, the island of hockey, the island of friendship, the island of honesty, and family island. Joy became the main emotion for Riley, and each emotion knows its own task, except for sadness. They, or the other 4 emotions, think that sadness can only create chaos because it often makes Riley sad and even cries. One day, Riley and her family decided to move into San Francisco because Riley's father got a new job. And there, Riley had to adjust to her new environment. Joy did her best to keep Riley happy, but in the next day, while Riley is at her new school, sadness accidentally touches the memory core, causing Riley cry in the class. Joy and the rest of the emotions are annoyed with sadness for messing up Riley's first day. The sadness just states that he seemed to just always touch the core memory. When a fight breaks out between joy and sadness, they are accidentally sucked into a pipe that leads them into the maze of Riley's long-term memories. As joy as the main emotion in Riley lives, fear, disgust, and anger try to regulate Riley's emotional state, but this is unsuccessful as it destabilizes Riley's emotions and destroys all five islands of her personality. Then, anger gave the idea for Riley to run away to Minnesota so that Riley could create a good memories again in Minnesota. Back at Joy and Sadness, they are trying to get back to the base, assisted by Bing Bong or Riley's forgotten imaginary friends, to board the train of thought. But when they boarded the train of thought, it fell down due to being crushed by a destroyed island. Then Joy finds a reminder pipe that connects to the base. But Joy thinks that sadness will be of no use to Riley, so she leaves sadness with Bing Bong in the mess of Riley's long-term memory. But it turns out that the pipe broke and caused Joy fall into abyss with Bing Bong who tried to save her. As said, a sad Joy accidentally found Sadness' thought ball, which thought that when Riley was sad because she failed in a hockey match, the people around her paid attention, so Riley becomes happy again. There, Joy realized that sadness is useful to tell someone in her community that Riley is in tough times and needs psychological help. After that, in the abyss, they find Bing Bong's rocket, which is Riley and Bing Bong had created when Riley in years 5 age. So Bing Bong but Bing Bong sacrificed to stay in the abyss because the rocket was overloaded. And finally, Joy was able to rise, but Bing Bong disappeared because he was completely forgotten in the abyss of thought. Finally, Joy and Sadness manage to jump over the abyss with the help of objects around the maze and return to headquarters. Then, Joy argues Sadness to stop Riley from running away from her parents, and it works. Riley returned home to her parents in a sad state, but immediately became happy because her parents understood Riley's condition. Then, a new family island was created, was created from a memory core ball consisting of joy and sadness. A year later, Riley has been able to adapt to her new environment and all of Riley's emotions work together to help Riley deal with a more emotionally complex life as Riley will continue to grow up. From there, another personality island is formed which is produced by a memory core consisting of two emotions. So, my opinion about this film is very good to watch because it has a good and interesting storyline, telling the emotion that continue to develop when child grows up, which at first was just a simple thought, turned into more complex thought, and led to emotional stability in adulthood. I recommend this film to be watched by all people, by all circle, whether children, teenagers, or adults who may understand more about the psychology of children from birth into adulthood. Okay, I think just from here, my film review of Inside Out. Thank you for attention. So, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.